Here's my top 10 saw traps. These to me are either the most vile saw traps or the ones that I would die in absolutely immediately. These are in no particular order, and a majority of them are from Saw 3. So let's just start there. The fucking pig vat from Saw 3. People might feel differently about this one because this is one of the only saw traps where you don't actually physically get hurt. You still have a risk of dying, obviously, but you don't have to like cut a limb off or break any bones. But this trap to me is so disgustingly vile, I would rather be dead. Same thing goes for the rack. Imagine sitting there helplessly as all of your bones slowly rotate and completely break. That's the tough part about this one and the last one, is that you have to rely on somebody else to get you out, so there's basically no fucking chance. Moving into traps that you can get yourself out of, technically. The classroom trap, immediately no. Let me just make it clear, I'm not surviving a saw trap, period. Resiliency, 0. Will to live, none. But this one, I would not even fucking attempt. I would sit down and let that fucking clock run. The hooks are going through his Achilles tendons. Ugh. Not to mention that and this one, the angel trapper, inescapable. I wouldn't have even attempted this one, but she fucking did, and she won, and she still couldn't get out of this shit. Imagine putting yourself through that torture only to fail and die anyway. Goodbye. Nar. The acid burning her hand in this one, and then you see her skin peeling away, and it just like leaves the blood in the jar. Vile. Moving on from Saw 3 to Saw 3D. The silent circle has always been one of the most disgusting ones to me. And I feel like people don't really talk about this a lot, but she literally has a fish hook down in her stomach that he needs to pull out all the way through her mouth. And I feel you can just like hear it tearing and you can just imagine it. This one makes me fucking ill. Another one that makes me ill and fucking just cringe is the scalping seat from Saw 4. Like the slow tear of her scalp and you could just see it. Like, take me out. Spiral is my least favorite movie in the Saw franchise, but this fucking finger trap from it is disgusting. This scene is so detailed in the way that his fingers rip off. I cannot unsee it. I never will be able to. I wish I could. Speaking of the detail, another one I have to add because of the detail of how his skin cuts off, the pipe bomb trap from Saw X. Like, where are people getting this will to live? Where do I find it? I'm going to get to my top 2 now, but a couple honorable mentions. The Venus flytrap from Saw 2. This is a personal one because I hate anything to do with eyes. I was a little dramatic earlier. Maybe some of the other ones I would attempt, like the eye sucker trap from Saw X. I would totally break my fingers to get out of that. But this? No. You want me to take my own fucking eye out? That's hilarious. Now we're both sitting here watching the clock. Goodbye. Another honorable mention is the oxygen crusher from Saw 6 because I have asthma. Goodbye. This is discriminatory. Immediate death. If you asked me about a year ago what I think the most memorable saw trap is, I probably would have said the needle pit. This is one where obviously somebody's not going to die from it, but it's even worse somehow. And I have tattoos. I do not have an issue with needles, but this fucking scene ruined me. The thought of grabbing a bunch of needles with your hands, nor. This scene was so iconic and I think it completely traumatized a whole generation of people. But then Saw X came out and we got the bone marrow trap. And this to me quickly became the most memorable and also the most brutal saw trap in the whole franchise. I watched this scene between fingers and that does not happen to me. I was cringing the whole fucking time. Valentina honestly deserved to survive this one. It was a great effort.